Stacy, you've been on this ride, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
What does it feel like?
Well, it's really neat because when you kind of go in an arc, and then when you get to the top of the arc, you're pulled off a little bit off your seat, and I guess you raise about an inch off your seat.
You feel lighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when you go hit on the bottom of the arc, it feels like everything's being pulled down, and if you opened your mouth, it felt like your face would be pulled down also.
Well, now you know what it feels like to be a fighter pilot or an astronaut at the time of liftoff. The G forces, you know what that stands for? G?
Gravity.
Gravity. When they lift off, there's more force than just the force of gravity, and they can be 2 or 3 times gravity, so that's 2G or 3G, and that's when your face feels real heavy.
Yeah.
Then when they do an outside loop, or when they're floating around when there's no gravity, then you feel very light.
Yes.
And it might be 0.5 gravity. Now, I've got to talk to the guy who runs the ride here, and he's going to give you a ride all by yourself. You're going to the whole
all
thing.
by myself.
But you have to do a scientific experiment that has to do with his weight.
Okay.
Normally, it's going to be like that. What's pulling down on the
Gravity.
1G.
Right.
Okay. Now, as you go in the ride and you go up like this, and where you feel light, what's going to happen to the weight of the plumb bob in effect?
It's gonna be lighter, so it's gonna go up.
Yeah, it feels like it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what happens when you get to the bottom?
It's going to go down because it feels heavier.
Right. Now, actually, if we wanted to be very scientific about it, we could mark it off in so many G's.
Yes.
But I've got just a sort of general. See that tube back there?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's one of these weights like that, and notice the black mark?
Yes.
That's right at the point. So I want you to get on the ride, keep track of what happens to that plumb bob, and let me know when you're all finished.
Okay.
All right. Okay, come on out, tell me what happened.
Well, as we were starting...
Here's the plumb bob. Now what
Okay.
happened?
As we started going, it wasn't moving very much up.
Yes.
But when we started going, it started moving a little bit more. And then when we got faster, it pulled down more on this.
Yes.
And then at one point, the elastic bent a little bit, not
A little
very
bit.
much.
Well,
yeah.
at the top,
Yeah.
when it was up here.
Yes.
But did it ever hit the bottom?
Oh, it hit the bottom, yes, a couple times. And then it went up like this.
Now, if this also has an effect on your body, did you feel when the weight went down?
It felt like my whole body was being pushed down.
Okay, so now you know something about what scientists go through when they investigate G-forces. Thank you for this scientific experiment.
Oh, you're welcome. That was fun.
Tanis, here's a simple little puzzle for you. Here's a piece of paper, and I've cut a hole in the middle. And you can see the size of the hole as compared to the washer.
Yes, the washer is quite a bit bigger than the hole.
Yes. So all I want you to do is to be able to get the washer through the hole.
Well, it seems quite impossible, but there must be a way to get it through, or else you wouldn't ask me.
Right. That's true, because you know I like to play these kind of scientific tricks on people. And here's how you do it. You fold the paper like that. See?
Okay.
Then you take the washer and you put it here by the hole. And it's too big to go through the hole.
Yeah.
But watch what happens when I lift the sides of the paper and shake it a little bit like that. And you will hear one washer falling on the table and the floor. So it definitely went through, right?
Yes, of course.
Now, here's why you thought that was sort of impossible. When you think about a hole, you think of something round, and the diameters are all being equal, right?
Right.
But if you could make the hole into an oval,
Then it would probably fit
well,
through because...
an oval has a long dimension, right?
Yeah,
A longer dimension.
yeah.
So that's what happens when you pull the paper on the side like that. You, in effect, force it into an oval sort of shape.
That.
Okay, you can see that? Okay, so try it.
Okay.
Here's the paper. Here's the washer, too big for the hole. And pull up on the sides like that. There you go.
There.
So why don't you take the things home and try it on your dad? I think you'll have fun with it.
Okay.
You may have hiked in areas like this because they're found in the northern United States and Canada. You probably walked right by plants that eat animals. On the marshy ground in the dense jungle of ferns and mosses, you can find the pitcher plant, so called because its leaf forms a tube that collects rainwater. The plant gives off a perfume that attracts insects, like the fly near the top of the leaf. On the upper portion of the leaf are stiff hairs that point downward, making it difficult for an insect to climb out. A ladybug loses her grip and ends up in the water at the bottom of the leaf. The plant absorbs the juices in the insect. In the same area, you can find the sundew, an insect-eating plant on which modified leaves are covered with stalks, topped with a sticky substance that glistens like dew. Time-lapse photography speeds up what normally takes about 18 hours. An insect gets stuck on the dew. Tentacles bend over it and slowly digest the juices in the insect. Perhaps the most dramatic of the insect-eating plants is the Venus flytrap that grows only in the bogs of North and South Carolina. An insect is attracted by the plant's scent. Quickly, the leaf snaps shut. Glands on the surface of the leaf will digest the protein in the insect. On the inside of each half of the leaf are 3 trigger hairs with a built-in system for preventing false alarms. Touching a trigger hair once won't close the leaf. If the same trigger is touched twice, as a moving insect no doubt would, the leaf closes. Watch what happens when a Japanese beetle enters the trap. The trap closes around it. The beetle struggles to escape. Slowly, it works its way to the edge of the leaf. It finally manages to escape from the trap. Insect-eating plants grow on marshy ground that contains little nitrogen. The pitcher plant, the sundew, and the Venus flytrap capture insects to get the nitrogen from the juices of insects, an unusual adaptation. Plants that eat animals. Eugene, here's a quick sort of challenge for you that needs very simple equipment. There it is right there.
A glass and a nail in a cork.
Yes. One other ingredient we need, and that's water. So would you get some water for me?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to put the cork in there like that. You fill the glass with water now. Nothing very startling yet, is it? The cork floats.
Yeah.
Keep going. Fill it up a little more. Right about there. Now, hold it. Now, my challenge to you is to float the cork in the center of the glass.
Okay.
What do you mean?
It's not working.
Not working?
No.
Slowly going over to the edge?
Yeah?
Well, there's a good reason for that. And if you look closely at the water, you know about the sort of imaginary skin on the surface of water? Mm-hmm. It's called a meniscus. That's what scientists call it. But because there is that sort of elastic skin on the surface of the water, it sort of slopes up where it touches the glass and where it touches the cork. See how the water goes up just slightly?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that regardless of where you place it, the forces of that sort of elastic skin on the top are going to be not in balance, and so one of them is going to be pulling longer than the other or more than the other, and it's eventually going to go over to the side. So the only way that you can float a cork in the center of the glass is to get rid of that meniscus that's goes up like this, and instead make it go like that. You've done that, haven't you? Fill a glass overflowing with water?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it, but I want you to now look there and tell me when I get the water so that it's heaped up over the surface of the glass. I'm going to switch over to my long medicine dropper so I can get it exactly over the top. Keep watching. Tell me when I get it. I can tell it must be getting close because look what's happening to the cork.
Okay, it's right there.
So you know how to play this trick on your friends now?
Mm-hmm. You overflow the glass with water and you put the cork in.
Yeah, the cork. Well, no. Don't put the cork in afterwards because I think you'll probably spill it. You put the cork in, let them try it. It always goes to the side. Then you come along and fill it so it's overflowing, so it floats right in the center of the glass. One of the most terrifying things that can happen to a mountain climber or a skier is an avalanche. Wind, earth tremors, even walking across unstable snow can start the avalanche. As the snow slides down the side of the mountain, it picks up more snow and increases in speed. Some avalanches have roared down at racing car speeds, much too fast for anyone to get out of the way. Many resorts fire guns to trigger avalanches before skiers arrive. One of the most exciting and terrifying sights in nature, a mountainside of snow hurling right at you in an avalanche. Stay there. Don't move.
Hello, Layla. How are you?
Hello, computer. How are you?
How'd you know that was a computer talking?
You can tell by the voices.
It sounded like a computer talking? Well, as a matter of fact, it was a computer because I set it up to say that. Oh. And you're going to do the same thing. Here, sit down. Okay. Notice, by the way, how I had to spell it out. See what it says?
Why'd you spell my name that way?
Lie. You don't lie, really, do you? No, you tell the truth. So, but in order for the computer to say your name, I had to type it out that way. Now, you know enough about computers. Hit F9. That'll clear the text. And now you can type in anything that you'd like. What would you like to say?
How about, hello, Mr. Wizard.
All right.
Okay. Capital H.
E.
L-L-O. Should I just put
Doesn't make any difference because the computer doesn't read upper and lower case when it's pronouncing things.
Oh, okay.
Mr.
Where's W? Oh, there it is. Z-A-R-D.
Now hit return.
Hello, Mr. Wizard.
Wizard.
It sounds your name funny.
It sounded my name pretty well. The reason for that, Lila, is what this computer program has done is to take all the letters of the alphabet and added to them the various rules that we have for pronouncing things in English. And as you know, there's some very strange ones, I before you know, and all that kind of stuff. And the way you pronounce, you can have a word written 4 different ways and pronounce it all the same, or have it 2 different words spelled exactly the same, you pronounce them differently. So it hasn't been able to necessarily speak everything correctly, but it's pretty close. And then you can make some sort of adjustments. Now you can write all kinds of things there, but I'd suggest you go to exit, F10, and now it'll go to a different mode. It'll go to the...
Press a function key to continue.
Did you hear what he said?
I couldn't
Press
really
a function key to continue.
Oh, okay.
You see typewriter?
Yeah.
Okay. F2?
F3.
F3.
Okay. Look, there's a little typewriter
Now
on the
there's a
screen.
little typewriter. Now, every time you touch a key, it will sound out the letter. Go ahead. So type, try robot, R-O-B-O-T.
Okay.
R-O-B-O-T, robot.
Robot.
Yeah. Now you see the
Sounds
reason for
funny.
that? It gave you a short O, and you need a long O. So now try spelling it like robot, rowboat. Robot, R-O-W-B-O-T.
Okay.
Put a space in there.
R-O-W.
W-B-O-T. Hit.
Robot.
See, that was pretty good.
That sounds better.
That sounds. You know how to spell Mississippi?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Let's see how
Okay.
the computer does with that.
M-I-S-S.
You don't have to say anything. The computer is saying them for you.
Okay.
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
You'd have to make some changes, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what would be the value of a little program like this?
I don't know, you could communicate with other people far away. Like you
That-
could type it in your computer
right.
and it would come out somewhere else.
There are a couple of other programs on here. There's a spelling bee, for example. It gives you the word, and then you type it out, and it'll correct your spelling and give you, and keep track of your score and all that sort of thing. But I think most important thing, Lyle, is that eventually computers will really be talking to people, and people will be talking to computers. So you'll be able to talk to it instead of typing out, and it'll talk back to you. So this is sort of a beginning program in that whole series that one day you and I will be talking to computers, and they will be talking to us. This looks like an abstract design of circles within circles, but it's a photograph of the night sky. Scientists at the Lick Observatory pointed a camera at the North Star and left the shutter open all night long. As the Earth turned, the camera recorded the light from each star as a circle on the film. The stars appear to move along these same paths as the night progresses. The only star that didn't leave much of a trail is the one almost directly over the axis of the Earth. The star in the center of the picture, the North Star. Lori, have you ever played with carbon dioxide gas?
No.
Well, it's one of the most common gases around the house after nitrogen and oxygen, which are in the air, and it takes very simple home chemicals. Here's the first one that you need.
Baking soda?
Baking soda, yes. Do you know the chemical name for it?
No.
Sodium bicarbonate. And when you put it in water, it's a base, which is a sort of form of chemical. So you take that and put it in the glass.
Okay, about that much?
That's about right, yeah.
Okay. There
Now,
goes.
here's the other ingredient that you need. What is it?
Oh, it's vinegar.
Vinegar, yes, and that's an acid, another common chemical around the house. So all you have to do to make carbon dioxide gas is pour a little of the vinegar over the top of the baking soda.
And
Go
I know
ahead.
what happens when you do that.
What? How do you know? What happened?
Because my brother tried it once and it all fizzed up on him.
All fizzed. Okay, go ahead, try it, see if you're right.
Except you put too much in it, went right over the top.
Well, don't put too much in then.
Is that enough?
Well, a little more won't hurt. There.
Uh-oh. There.
Now, all those bubbles are filled with that carbon dioxide gas. Now, can you see it?
No.
So that means what?
Means it's invisible.
It's invisible, that's right. It's invisible. And also, it has another, now let's move it back, because I'd like you to light that candle.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Now, take the gas, just the gas now, not the liquid, and pour it right over the flame itself.
It went out.
Yes. What does a candle need to burn?
Oxygen.
Yeah, from the air. So what did the carbon dioxide do?
Smother it.
Yeah, in other words, it flowed around the candle flame, didn't let any oxygen get to it, and therefore put it out. So that's why carbon dioxide gas is used in fire extinguishers. Now you see that balance over there with the bags on it?
Yeah.
Would you bring it over there and put it over here, please?
Okay. Sure is big.
Okay.
There.
Now see, this is a balance. You know how you can put weights on each side and it goes up and down and so forth?
Yeah.
And right now it's not in balance. So you see that old battery clip there?
Yeah.
Move it whichever direction you think to make it balance.
Well, that side's heavier, so let's put it over about there.
Okay, let's see how you did.
See, I put it
Too
over
much.
too far.
Okay, put it back.
Drop it there. Perfect.
Very good. Okay, now I'd like you to make some carbon dioxide gas. What do you need?
Okay, I need the baking soda.
Okay, coming up.
See, about.
We'll put about a whole
Tablespoon?
tablespoon in, right?
Okay. Gonna have to make an awful lot.
Well, we're going to fill up that whole pitcher full of it.
The whole pitcher?
Right, now what else you need?
Vinegar. See. Oopsies. Can't put too much in.
Probably full, right? Now I'd like you to take and pour just the gas into this bag over here. Wait a minute now. What do you think will happen?
Should go down because, oopsies.
Yeah.
Should go down because this weighs more than air.
Okay, try it. Don't touch the bag now. Everything is in balance. Okay, hold it a minute now. Okay. Here, let me pour the rest.
Moving on me.
Well, I'll make some more quickly.
Ooh, that's a lot. It's going down.
Yes, it sure is.
In fact, you can hear it all fizzing.
Yeah, it makes a lot of noise fizzing as all of the gas comes out of solution. So you definitely now know what?
That it's heavier.
Yes, carbon dioxide gas is
lot
definitely heavier than air. Okay. Now, you want to take that back and put it over there, and then come over here and light this candle.
Okay. Now I'll just light this.
Here. Okay. Now pull the candle out of the way, because I'm going to bring this aquarium full of candles over there.
6 candles.
And we're going to light every single one of them. We'll use yours as a sort of a...
All of them?
Yeah, we'll light them all.
Ouch.
Hot wax drop on your finger?
Yeah.
Well, hold it straight up, then it won't do that. There we go. One more.
There.
You can, here, in fact, I'll put yours in there too. Here. Now, Lori, what we're going to do is make some carbon dioxide gas. Again, you know what we need?
Need the baking soda.
Yeah, and vinegar. So pour some vinegar just in the bottom of the aquarium. Will the vinegar put out the candles?
I don't think so.
Not if you don't splash on them, right? Okay. Put a nice layer of vinegar all over the bottom of the aquarium.
Oopsies.
Keep going, a little more,
Splashing.
more.
A little more.
There you go.
There. Now just sprinkle this on. And it
Right,
should
and
fizz.
now, but first tell me what's going to happen.
Should put out the flames.
Yes, but which
Like
one is
it
going
did.
out first?
I'd say the little blue one right
Why?
there. Because it's the smallest.
Is it the smallest or the shortest?
The shortest.
And what's that got to do with it? Why should that go out first?
Well, because the air would be on here, right?
Yeah.
And then the carbon dioxide would be down low,
Down below,
so it
because-
would smother the shorter ones first.
That's right. So sprinkle some over there just like you're sprinkling powdered sugar, and try not to hit the candles, okay?
Okay.
Doesn't make any difference if you do, just so you don't put them out. Okay. Sprinkle it all over. There you go. Hey, look what happened to the...
It's already out.
Yeah, that one's out already. What should be the next one?
The red one, and then the
Next?
green one.
This green one on this side?
Yeah, that
Okay,
small
keep
one.
sprinkling. There it goes. There it
Candle number
goes. In fact, I'll add a little vinegar too.
She's using a lot of baking soda.
Well, it's not expensive, so you can do this kind of thing. The vinegar is not expensive either.
There goes the white one. That's the one over by the green one.
Okay,
so
now,
we'll make
now
it
hold,
go
hold,
away.
be a real quiet one, so we don't, because while the gas is heavier than air, it's invisible, so we can't quite see what's happening to it. If you make a lot of disturbances, you could sort of push it out of the aquarium. So now we should be real quiet and see if we can get the last tall green candle out.
A lot. Used up almost
Yep,
their whole bowl.
there it goes.
There it goes.
There it goes. Ha-ha.
Ah.
Finally. Okay, so what have you found out about carbon dioxide gas?
Well, it puts out flames,
by
as we just saw, like
Right,
smothering them.
Right,
And it's heavier than air.
yeah. How do you make it?
You put baking soda and vinegar.
And the bubbles that come up are full of carbon dioxide gas.
Right.
Very good. You'll make a good fireman someday. You can put out fires very well.
Yeah, I think so.